Hello again. I'm sitting in my car. I'm struggling today. I'm struggling creatively, but not in the way that people would think one might struggle creatively. I'm feeling very stuck, and I thought that maybe talking about it would help. So, this is going to be my therapy. So, here's what I'm feeling. And I would love to know in the comments if other people out there experience this, people who are creatively motivated but don't necessarily have a whole lot of outlet for their creativity, if this is a struggle for them. I am so bogged down with ideas right now and things that I want to do and no time to make them happen. And I'm not at a place in my life where I can put a significant amount of time or priority or effort into making these things happen or bringing them to life. I love to write spooky stories. And I made the decision in October of 2020 to just start putting my stuff out there and see what happened. And that channel has grown, not necessarily in subscribers, because there's like 270 subscribers right now. It's still very, very small, even after a year and a half. But that's not really the point. The point is, it's allowed me to grow in my creativity, and it's allowed me to start exploring other things that I might like to do. It's shown me how much I love the video editing process. It's shown me that maybe there's things that I could create outside of just writing stories. And I've had a lot of success on TikTok. That the growth there is happening much more frequently, but I want to do more on that platform than I'm able to do right now. I have to choose projects that don't take a lot of time. I have to prioritize my creative endeavors based on simplicity and things that I can accomplish in very short periods of time with minimal effort. And that means that I'm not necessarily working on the projects that I really want to be working on. And I've tried to do things to motivate myself. You know, I had a project that I wanted to do this year, and I still want to do it. And it's a big project. It is going to take a very long time for me to complete because I'm doing it all by myself. And it's a very time-consuming project, but I wanted to commit to it, and I wanted to hold myself accountable to make it happen. And so I put a trailer out there. I spent a little bit of time just creating a very simple teaser trailer for the project, and I put it out there on TikTok, and I put that trailer out there on YouTube. So it's out there, and I don't think anybody's expecting it. Nobody's marked their calendar and is waiting for that project to happen. But that's not really why I put it out there. I put it out there for me to hold myself accountable. And I'm struggling right now because the list of things that I want to be working on at any given time is so extensive that it feels impossible and it's debilitating. And what is my collar doing? I don't even know. I have work. You know, I have a day job. I have a family. I have 6 kids. I have a wife. I have a house that needs maintenance that I am always behind on because I hate house maintenance. I have to get up and come to work every day, and I have to put 100% of my focus into my job, which I do. And when I get home, my focus is my family, and my focus is my kids, and helping with homework, and making dinner and getting those things done, and in trying to help my wife keep the house in order, because the house is always a disaster because we have 6 kids. And then the kids get put to bed, and I want to spend some time with just my wife. She's my favorite person on the whole planet, and I want to just spend time with her. And by the time all of that is done, it's 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and I have the capacity to stay up until 2 o'clock in the morning and work on stuff, but that's not something I have the ability to do right now for other reasons that I'm not going to get into here. But there's literally no time. And my wife, being the wonderful person that she is, she's really trying to help give me some time. She has picked up a hobby, and she does that one night a week. And so if the kids get to bed on time, I have a couple of hours once a week that I can work on this. And I don't know the best way to use that time because there's so many things I want to do. I want to keep my podcast going, and so I have to record and edit those, and that's probably 2 sessions right there. One couple hour session to record, and then another one to edit it, and that's just audio. That's not even with a video component. So that's 2 weeks right there just for an audio only episode of the podcast. If I want to take my more creative writing and narrate a story for my YouTube channel, that's probably 3 weeks right there, because recording those takes a much longer time. Some of them are much longer than the podcast episodes, which are usually a half an hour, and I'm not very good at recording yet, and so it takes me a long time, and I make mistakes, and I do multiple takes of things. There's more of a video component to the stories, and I want there to be more of a video component than I have the ability to do right now. I've wanted to learn some animation, and that's partly what this other big project that I'm working on this year is very, very rudimentary, very, very crude. I like to think of it as stylized animation that will go along with this project, but it's only because I don't have the time to learn to do anything better, and so I'm trying to work with what I have. I want to write new stories, and I want to record these stories, and I want to record the podcast, and I want to start trying to come up with some short films. Like really short films, like TikTok short films. And I want to get friends involved, and I want to collaborate with people that are close to me that I know are creative and that are funny. And I want to incorporate more comedy in with the horror, because I love that combination of comedy and horror. There's so many ideas and there's so little time. And I truly believe that right now is my midlife crisis. It's happening currently because I'm 38. I'm going to be 39 at the end of this year. I am almost to 40, and I feel like I waited too long. I've been writing for years. I've been writing since the early 2000s. Before that, I was a musician. I was writing music and singing, and my focus shifted to writing stories then, and I've been doing that for a long time, and I've had a couple of short stories published, and I've written a full novel, and I've done all these things. And that's another thing, is I want to start narrating chapters of my novel and just put that out there a piece at a time. And the things that are going through my head are, nobody wants to watch a 40-year-old on YouTube who's new, and that's really why I try to keep my face off of the Happy Nightmares YouTube channel. I put it on there a couple of times for a couple of projects, but for the most part, I don't want that to be a me-branded channel. I want it to be a self-branded channel, so that at some point, if somebody else wants to take over and I get to the point where I just can't do it anymore and someone else is interested, they can do that without there being a real break in branding. And I feel like there's not going to be time until I retire, and then I'm definitely going to be too old, because I'm probably not going to be able to retire until I'm 80. I don't know what the purpose of this video was. I hope somebody listening to it, if anything, realizes that you're not alone. If you're somebody who struggles with this also, with this drive and this passion and the inability to focus on that passion, feeling trapped and feeling like there's not a way out, you're not alone. I'm right there with you, and it's hard and it's painful, and there's a lot of people who don't understand, who want to say, you just have to do what you have to do. You have to provide for your family, and you have to do it this way, and you get a job and you work that job, and maybe you don't love it, but that's just what you have to do. And I have a really hard time with that. I want to do what I'm passionate about, and I want to do what I love, and I don't know how to break that wall and start the growth in my creative passion without being able to devote a more significant amount of time to it. This felt really long. It feels like I've been talking for a really long time. I just looked up at the time on my camera and it says it's been like 13 minutes, which means this is going to be like a 10-minute video. Anyway, thanks for listening. I appreciate you allowing me to vent. I'm going to go to work. Have a great day.